Hey everybody, it's Mobius Y here with a really short Stellaris console video here on my YouTube. I did not stream this bit, I simply recorded it with my capture card and uploaded straight to YouTube, so you will not find this on my Twitch channel. I just wanted to do a super short video with some rapid fire tips on managing your fleets, merging them, splitting them, splitting off specific ships into separate fleets so that you can compose your fleets as you want to. Now, I recommend watching this video on either a television or a computer screen and not on a little mobile device like your phone. A tablet might do, but a phone I think would just be far too small. You won't be able to really make out what I am referencing on screen. So a computer screen would be good. A TV screen would be better using the YouTube app off of one of your consoles. So I loaded an earlier point in the Cytherian Stellar Coalition stream game and changed a couple things up. We have our first armada here with a boatload of battleships. There's 93 of them, but we've also got our third armada, which is over here, and they have 2 cruisers, 3 destroyers, and 7 corvettes. Let's say we want to break these guys off and have them split up. So what you do is you go over to the right by pressing right on the D-pad, select the fleet that you want to split exactly in half, and by using either right bumper or R1, change from the command tab to the manage tab and move your cursor down to this split fleet option. It's with the 2 ships, the dotted line in between them. Hit split fleet and that will do as it says. It splits the fleet in half. Now, as you can see, one fleet got 2 destroyers and another got 1 destroyer. One fleet got 3 corvettes and another fleet got 4 corvettes. The game does the best it can to balance these fleets out. The fleet that got 1 less corvette got 1 more destroyer, and the fleet that got 1 less destroyer got 1 more corvette. Any ships that you have not an even number of, it will still split them just about in half. One fleet will have 1 more ship than the other, obviously. And each fleet has exactly 1 cruiser because we had 2. So that's how you split your fleets, and you can see on the right-hand side on the outliner we now have the second armada because we didn't have a second armada already between the first and the third. When we split that fleet, it automatically created the second armada. This allows you to add a new admiral if you wish to have multiple fleets with different admirals. You can assign them to these 2 fleets now. However, if you decide that you're better off keeping those 2 fleets together, you can also merge them. Press right on the D-pad to go over to your outliner. And in order to merge your fleets, you need to multi-select. Now, to do this, you use the X button, or I believe it's square, on the PlayStation 4. And where A is simply selecting a single fleet or unit, and A is simply ordering it to do a specific thing, X can queue orders, but X can also select multiple things. You can select all of these construction and science ships if you wanted to. Of course, you can deselect them with the X button as well. So simply highlight the fleets you want to merge with the X button, press the X button, and you'll see that they now have this more orange background when you move the cursor over them. You can also deselect a fleet that you don't want to also pick by highlighting it again and pressing X or square once more. Once you've selected all the fleets or ships or whatever that you actually did want to select, simply hit the A button and it'll pick them. As you can see now, we have both the second and the third armada highlighted on our screen, although in the lower left area it will simply show one unit, 1 fleet that you have selected. It won't show all of them. Now, in order to combine these fleets once again, hit right bumper or R1 on PS4 to the Manage tab once more, and you want to pick this option which has the 2 ships kind of overlapping each other. This is the Merge option. Hit that button, it puts those ships back together, and as you can see, the third armada is gone. Now we only have the second armada, and all these ships are back together as 1 single fleet, 1 single unit. Now, there is a way to specifically choose which ships you want to break off into a separate fleet. Simply select the fleet in question, go over to the Manage tab once more, and what you want to go with is the Transfer Ships options. This is the ship with the little orange arrow pointing away from it. Once you hit Transfer Ships, the list of every ship in the fleet you have selected will show up. Simply highlight the ones you want to transfer into a new fleet and press either A or X on the PS4. and it will put them over onto the right-hand side box. So say, for example, we wanted to pick all of the destroyers in this fleet. It lists the class and the name and the type of all these ships, so it's fairly easy to find them. But if you have a really big fleet, for example, that fleet of 93 battleships, it's a very long list, so you might have to go through a big list of ships. In this case, it's very small, so the 3 destroyers are right here. We highlight them, press the A button to transfer them over into the right-hand side box, and to confirm the transfer of ships, you hit the X button if you're playing on Xbox, or again, square, I believe, on PS4. Hit the X button to confirm, and there you go. Once again, we have the 3rd Armada, and yet it contains only the 3 destroyers that we transferred over into a brand new fleet. So I figured these were extremely useful things to know. I see people asking about them on all the time. One last thing I want to do before ending this video. It's already gone on longer than I wanted. How to disband and what that does. So picking any fleet in question. In this case, well, let's pick our 3 destroyers that are in the 3rd Armada. Go over to the Manage tab once more, and the very bottom right option that has a ship icon with a big red X over it is Disband. Press A or X on PS4 to confirm, and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to disband the selected fleets? Agree with whatever button in question, and you'll see the 3rd Armada is now gone. Those destroyers are now gone. They are no longer in your employ. You have essentially lost them. They are not coming back. You have to rebuild new ones. You can do the same thing on certain things like your orbital stations. For example, this one that is mining some minerals from this asteroid. We can disband it because I decided, you know what, I don't like getting that extra mineral generation every month, so it is now gone. You lose that extra mineral generation. You can do the same with a research station that is orbiting something else. Disband the selected station, and it is gone. You can do the same thing with military stations, for example, what are they called? Defense platforms and fortresses and whatnot, and you can also disband frontier outposts this way. Hopefully I can find an example of that, but probably not. Here's a military station that we could probably get rid of. So you can see this is a fortress military station that we deployed in this sector. We can get rid of it. Disband it, select yes, it's gone. As I said, you could do the same thing with frontier outposts. For example, if you had a frontier outpost in a system that you wanted to colonize later, and you finally got around to colonizing it, you don't need the frontier outpost anymore. Simply move your cursor directly over the frontier outpost, select it, go over to the Manage tab, and hit this disband option to get rid of it. Boom, frontier outpost is gone, and you are no longer losing influence to it. So that sums it up for this, what was supposed to be a super short video. I was hoping it'd only be 3 minutes, but that's okay. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you would like to see more Stellaris console content, I've got quite a few videos. Check out my playlist, Stellaris Console Tips and Strategies, and Let's Play Stellaris Console. Check out my Twitch streams. I tend to stream Stellaris Console on my Tuesday times. Links in the description below. Also, if you'd like to discuss with other players the ins and outs of Stellaris Console, come by the Discord channel that I have made in my corner of the internet. It is literally Moby's corner of the internet. You can find the Discord invite in the description below as well. I encourage anybody who wants to talk about anything that I have played before, or just whatever's on their mind, to come to the Discord channel and talk with other like-minded gamers. Thanks very much for watching. This has been Mobius Y, and I hope to see you again very soon. Have a great night.